Hello, darlings. Welcome to Z Star Africa, your home of sizzling drama recaps. Today, we dive deep into Ishani's bold decision moving in with Anurag and Pihu committing suicide. Let's get into it. The episode begins with Anurag admiring Ishani as she studies. Ishani shares her doubts with him. Just then, Anurag's mother arrives with some jewelry. She explains that her mother-in-law had given her these jewels and she has brought them to give to her future daughter-in-law. Ishani asks why Anurag's mother is giving them to her now, saying she will receive them at the right time. Anurag's mother asks Ishani to at least take a look at the jewels. She adds that she plans to send them for polishing and will even buy new ones if Ishani doesn't like the designs. Ishani replies that she would love anything given with love. Meanwhile, Shashwat knocks on Pihu's door and asks her to open it. Nandini tells him to wait. Shashwat says that Pihu has already suffered a lot after Suhasini's death and that he married Ishani only for Pihu's sake. He fears something bad might happen. Nandini asks him not to worry. Raj Didi seeks help from a neighbor's servant to break open the door. Pihu's family enters the room and finds her unconscious. Shashwat checks her pulse and says it is weak. Nandini notices an empty sleeping pills box and shows it to him. Shashwat says this was exactly what he had feared, while Nandini immediately decides to call an ambulance. Shashwat splashes water on Pihu's face, but she does not respond. He repeats that Pihu is very emotional. Raj Didi says she will call Yash. Shashwat asks her to tell Yash to come directly to the hospital. He angrily declares that he will not spare Anurag and Ishani if anything happens to Pihu. Reminiscing about Pihu's childhood, he begs her to wake up and then carries her out, saying there is no time to wait for the ambulance. Back at Anurag's house, his mother praises old jewelry designs, calling them rare. She also shows Ishani a Banarasi sari meant for her. Ishani says that Shashwat may change his decision at any time. Anurag assures her that if Shashwat refuses to give a divorce, it will only be his loss. His mother adds that the marriage will happen right after the divorce. At the hospital, Shashwat admits Pihu and urgently asks the nurse to call the doctor. Nandini asks him not to shout. When the doctor arrives, Shashwat explains that Pihu consumed many sleeping pills. The doctor instructs the staff to move her to the ICU. Shashwat pleads with the doctor to save her. The doctor says he can say more only after the test reports. Pihu is taken inside. Shashwat fumes that he will not spare those responsible for this. Raj Didi asks him not to lose hope, while Nandini reassures him that Pihu will return home safely. In anger, Shashwat says he could even kill Ishani if he had the chance. Later, Anurag's mother mentions that neighbors are gossiping about Ishani staying in the house. Ishani says that is why she wants to live somewhere else. Anurag tells her there is no need, and Ishani reflects that whatever happened in her life was destined. Anurag's mother gives Ishani the locker key. Ishani questions the need for it. Anurag explains that marriage is just a formality now, as Ishani is already considered part of the family in society. His mother agrees, saying she has already accepted Ishani as her daughter-in-law and that Ishani has full rights. At the hospital, the doctor informs Shashwat that Pihu's mental state is unstable, and she needs therapy to ensure she does not take such a step again. Shashwat promises to take proper care of her. Later, the doctor tells the family that Pihu is stable but must stay overnight for observation. He also explains that this is a police case since it was a suicide attempt. Shashwat says the police must already be on their way and insists that Pihu was forced into this decision. Raj Didi demands justice for Pihu. A police inspector arrives to record statements. He asks Shashwat what happened, and Shashwat narrates everything, revealing the love triangle between Pihu, Ishani, and Anurag. He accuses Anurag of using Pihu to get Ishani and says Pihu took this step after being betrayed. The inspector asks for Anurag's address and contact number and instructs a constable to summon Anurag and Ishani to the police station. Nandini adds that Ishani is still legally married to Shashwat but is living with Anurag. The inspector then speaks to Pihu privately. When asked why she took such a step, Pihu says she no longer wants to live because the people she loved betrayed her. She names Anurag and Ishani, explaining that she loved Anurag but was rejected because of Ishani. She says they hid their past from her. When asked if she blames them, Pihu agrees. The inspector advises her that ending one's life is not a solution and that she must fight. Pihu panics at the thought of Anurag marrying Ishani. The nurse tries to calm her down. The inspector assures Pihu that he will help her get justice, adding that he has a daughter of Pihu's age. Later, Anurag receives a call from the constable, who informs him about Pihu's suicide attempt. He explains that Pihu's family is accusing Anurag and Ishani of forcing her into this decision and asks them to come to the police station since Pihu is now stable. Anurag agrees and informs Ishani about the situation. Anurag's mother panics, saying Pihu and her family will never let them live peacefully. Ishani tells Anurag that she had recorded Pihu's confession earlier because she knew Pihu might change her statement later. She assures him there is nothing to worry about. Anurag decides they should go to the police station. Anurag calms his mother, assuring her that the truth is on their side. Ishani feels worried about Pihu and wants to meet her, but Anurag refuses, saying it could go against her. He takes Ishani with him while his mother prays for their safety. At the police station, Ishani asks the inspector about Pihu's condition. He tells her that Pihu is out of danger and questions Ishani about her actions. Ishani says that despite ending her relationship with Shashwat, Pihu is still like her daughter and she wants the best for her. Anurag explains that Ishani suffered domestic violence, which is why she decided to divorce Shashwat. He says Pihu loved him despite knowing he loved Ishani, and that Pihu took this step because she couldn't handle rejection. Ishani adds that Pihu's feelings are obsession, not love, and admits she understands Pihu's anger toward her. Anurag questions how he could marry Pihu given their huge age difference and reiterates that he will marry Ishani after the divorce. Ishani expresses her wish to meet Pihu, calling her her favorite person and hoping she understands. She continues to defend Anurag. The inspector allows them to leave but permits Ishani to meet Pihu, warning that there should be no drama at the hospital. Anurag decides to accompany Ishani, knowing Pihu's family may misbehave with her. Later at the hospital, Shashwat is relieved to learn that Pihu has been discharged. Ishani arrives with Anurag and Shashwat immediately questions her presence. Raj Didi taunts Ishani for coming with Anurag. Pihu angrily asks Ishani to leave. Ishani says Pihu is very important to her and gently asks about her health. Shashwat blames Ishani for Pihu's decision and warns that he will never forget this. Raj Didi calls Ishani shameless for roaming around with Anurag before the divorce. Ishani defends herself, but Shashwat reminds her that she is still his wife. See you in the next. Much love.